The old mansion loomed before them, shrouded in an eerie silence. Ready? Rohit, the bold one, grinned at his friends. Neha, the skeptic, shivered despite the warm night. Aryan, the pragmatic one, checked his flashlight. Pooja, ever the adventurous soul, bounced on the balls of her feet. Rohit challenged, pushing open the creaking iron gate.
Maybe this wasn't such a good idea.
We're just here for one night. Think of the story we'll tell.
Come on, Neha, don't be such a scaredy cat.
Pooja, eyes shining with excitement, pulled Neha forward. They stepped into the mansion, the air thick with the smell of dust and decay. Cobwebs hung from every corner, and the only light came from their flashlights. Rohit led the way, his flashlight beam dancing on the faded grandeur of the mansion. They passed dusty portraits of stern-faced men and women, their eyes seeming to follow the intruders. A sudden gust of wind slammed a door shut somewhere in the depths of the house, making them jump. They pressed on, deeper into the heart of the mansion. Each room was a tableau of forgotten elegance, now decaying into dust and shadows. Pooja ran her fingers along a dusty grand piano, its keys emitting a mournful sigh. As they explored, the shadows seemed to deepen, twisting and turning in the periphery of their vision. Whispers seemed to emanate from the walls, whispers that sounded suspiciously like laughter. Did you hear that? I thought I heard something. It's probably just the wind. They reached a grand ballroom, its once gleaming floor now covered in a thick layer of dust. A crystal chandelier hung precariously from the ceiling, its facets catching the light and throwing distorted shadows on the walls.
Okay, that's just creepy.
At the far end of the ballroom, a portrait hung above a grand fireplace. It depicted a woman of breathtaking beauty, adorned in jewels and a regal gown. But her eyes held a sadness, a depth that drew the friends in. Neha felt an inexplicable pull towards the portrait. She moved closer, her fingers tracing the outline of the woman's painted hand.
She's beautiful.
As she stared at the portrait, she felt a chill, a sudden drop in temperature. The air around her seemed to crackle with energy. She was quite a looker. Wonder what her story is. Queen Padmavati. She lived in this mansion centuries ago. As if on cue, the room grew colder. The shadows from the chandelier seemed to writhe and twist, taking on the shape of a woman's form. A low, mournful sigh echoed through the room, sending shivers down their spines. Neha cried out. Her eyes rolled back, and she collapsed to the floor in a dead faint. The others rushed to her side, their fear momentarily forgotten in their concern for their friend.
Neha! Neha, wake up!
Rohit checked for a pulse, his brow furrowed with worry. Just then, a voice, cold and filled with an ancient sorrow, echoed through the ballroom. Leave this place. Leave now, while you still can. The friends froze, their blood turning to ice. The voice was unmistakable. It was the voice of the woman in the portrait, Queen Padmavati. Terror lent them speed. Rohit scooped Neha into his arms, and they ran, their fear propelling them forward. This way! They burst out of the mansion, gasping for breath, the cool night air stinging their lungs. Rohit gently laid Neha on the grass, her chest rising and falling in a steady rhythm.
Is she going to be all right?
She's alive. As Neha slowly regained consciousness, they told her about the voice, about the Queen's warning. Neha, her eyes wide with terror, just nodded. They stumbled away from the mansion, not daring to look back. As they did, the front door slammed shut with a resounding boom, the sound echoing through the night like a final warning. They didn't need to be told twice. They knew they would never return to the haunted mansion, forever marked by their encounter with the vengeful spirit of Queen Padmavati.